Now, before I get into what I'm about to get into, I just want to make sure that each and every one of you guys put some motherfucking Coach K full court pressure on that notification bell so you can be notified each and every time I upload a video or go live on my YouTube channel. And once again, this is your boy, the one, the only, E Thriller. Welcome back. Now, first things first, man, I'm going to give y'all some time to come up in the chat, man. Shout out to everybody that's watching this fucking video. Shout out to all my new subs, all my old subs. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys, man, because you guys give me the strength and the motivation to do what I do on a daily basis or every other day. So I just want to let that be known. So if you're already in the chat, shout out to y'all. Dolomite, I see you. What's happening, man? Shout out to Sleeping Hill. I see you in the chat, man. So I'm just going to give y'all some time, give y'all about 1 or 2 minutes, see who we can pull in here before we get to it, man. Davy John, I see you, my brother. What's popping? What's popping? I'm back, man. I know I ain't did a live in a hot minute, so I told myself I got to come on, man, because it's just too much bullshit in the sport of boxing that's going on, man. And y'all already know where I stand on that type of shit. I don't condone it one bit. So shout out to Latch Puma Skills in the chat. My brother, I see you. My brother. What's popping? How y'all feeling today, man? How y'all feeling? Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me go get something to drink. I'll be right back. We gonna get into it. Yeah, my fault, y'all. I had to make sure my son's straight before I get into this shit, man. Yeah, man, it's a lot of bullshit going on right now in the sport of boxing. My original plan was to come online today and to talk about Shawn Porter and his punk ass with all this fucking capping he's been doing. But I just got blindsided by the Floyd Mayweather versus Jake Paul and Logan Paul fiasco that just took place in Miami at the presser. And if you haven't seen it, I'm about to roll this clip real quick before I give you guys my honest opinion on it. So let me see here. Where are we? Let me add this shit to the stream. And yeah, let's roll it.
Absolutely. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Yes, sir. Get the paperwork for this ball. Get Al Hen. Absolutely. Let me get Al Hen. Let me call Al Hen. I'm my own boss. I'm my own boss. 1 night. Got you that. Let it go. Hey, knock it off. Don't ever disrespect me. Got your hat. crazy? I don't know the fuck you think I came with. I'm bigger motherfucker hates. I'll fuck you up, motherfucker. I'll fuck you up. I can't motherfucking games. What's up, guys? What's up? Come on. Official, you think you play with me? You good? I'll kill that motherfucker.
Okay, Terence, back the fuck up. Let's go. If you were not with him,
Camera's back.
All right, so that was Floyd Money Mayweather getting into it with Logan Paul's younger brother and Jake Paul. And hell, shit, they ain't even about to fight, so I don't know why he's getting into it with him. But one thing I want to know, or one thing I want to ask you guys is just by a show of hands, how many of y'all believe that was real? I'll wait. I will fucking wait. Because, I mean, just watching this shit again, man, Bret the Hitman Hart, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, motherfucking, who am I missing? Ted DiBiase, Mr. Perfect. I can go on and on, y'all. Shane, Vince, they ain't got shit on this because this was fucking WWE all over the fucking place, y'all. I mean, it was very good acting, if I must say so myself. And I'm here to tell y'all, man, I can guarantee you guys that Floyd Money Mayweather just sold at least 2 million pay-per-views just off of that publicity stunt right there alone. And I'm just so sick of this shit, man, because I am willing to challenge each and every person that really loves the sport of boxing deep down not to pay for this shit. I'm not telling you guys to not watch it because I would be lying to tell you guys that I'm not going to watch it because Floyd is my second favorite boxer of all time behind Bernard Hopkins. So I would be sitting up here lying to you on my platform by saying I'm not going to watch the shit. But however, please, and I mean please, do not buy this shit, y'all. Because I really feel like Floyd Money Mayweather needs a fucking reality check. Because say what you want about the guy, he just keep playing with the sport of boxing, and I don't like it because if the fix isn't already in, meaning if they just coming together to get 2 big fucking paychecks, Floyd is going to automatically win. Of course, everybody is assuming that, right? Assuming that doesn't happen, let's just say Floyd loses. Can you imagine the fucking backlash this man is going to get? Let's just say Jake or Logan lands a lucky fucking punch because we see the size differential. Now, we know these motherfuckers couldn't box a fucking gift, but at the same time, in the sport of boxing, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Because I remember it was one point in that Conor McGregor fight where Floyd tried to, feint him and do the typical throw the straight right hand and lean in, and Conor caught that motherfucker with a smooth uppercut. I mean, a smooth uppercut just came out of nowhere. Hell, I ain't even seen no boxers catch Floyd with that bullshit. It was a lucky fucking punch, And of course, it didn't hurt Floyd. But at the same time, what if? And maybe, just maybe, I am too motherfucking invested into my second favorite fighter's career because I feel like he doesn't have to stoop to this. He doesn't have to stoop to this. Because I'm just watching the press conference, y'all, and it was so fucking cringy. Because let's be honest, I don't know how the fuck these dudes got on, meaning the Paul brothers, Logan and Jake, but they corny as fuck to me. They corny as fuck. I mean, the shit he was saying Floyd's sneaker was dirty and he's too little and he can't read. I mean, oh, give me a fucking break. Who cares? Floyd can wipe his ass with a fucking Air Force One. Do you think he give a fuck if his shoe is dirty or his shoelace? He can go buy 10,000 of them motherfuckers right in front of you. Think Floyd give a fuck about that shit? But I digress on that point. But I just want to challenge each and every one of you guys to not buy this fight. Because if we continue to support the fuckery, the duckery, the bullshit antics that Floyd Mayweather continues to put out to the general public and diehard boxing fans such as us, then, I mean, next up, Canelo might end up fighting a fucking YouTuber next. I mean, we don't know. That's the way that the sport is going, man. And we see all these legends are coming back and getting the bag, but at least they fighting each other. We can't even get these fucking current boxers to go up against each other. Whether that's due to promotional situations or TV deals and motherfuckers ducking and scared of this man and that and the third. Everybody's scared to lose. Everybody want to be like Floyd. Take these low risk, high reward ass fights. Now we all know Floyd is going to make a 9-figure payday. Okay, I get it. I'm not hating on the man, but I will not condone the bullshit circus activity when it comes to the sport of boxing. Why the fuck you guys think I'm going on Manny so hard? Why do you guys think I've been going in on Manny like this? Because I don't like the precedents that Manny Pacquiao is setting for his predecessors. I don't like it one bit. But let's be honest. All of this bullshit started with Floyd Money Mayweather. Yeah, I said it. And he's my second fucking favorite boxer of all time. But I don't have no problem calling him out. I don't. Because y'all know my slogan. Anybody can get it on my channel. Whether I like or dislike you as a athlete. I'm here to call a spade a spade. Okay? And Floyd, even though he's retired, I just feel like, why is he trying to put more money into these, I'm not a racist, but into these dudes, these white dudes' pockets who ain't did shit to earn it? I'll wait. Can somebody, anybody in my motherfucking chat, please help your boy E-Thriller? I mean, let me know if I'm tripping. Let me know if I'm tripping. But let me get to the chat, man. Let me see what y'all talking about, man, because this shit is just a joke. It's a fucking joke. Let me start at the top. Let me see. Latch Puma Skills said, just leaving Alexandria Boxing Club with my kids. Already, bro, get that workout in. Be careful. Be careful. I appreciate you for listening to me. Dolomite said, even Jake Paul treated Floyd Mayweather like a little kid by taking his hat. Damn, boxing turned into pro wrestling. Facts. Dolomite also said, that's not staged. Floyd is big mad. I disagree, bro. I think that was staged. I think Floyd, I mean, let's be honest. Do y'all guys remember when Floyd fought Conor McGregor? And I can't remember which press conference it was, but I believe Conor McGregor did something to Floyd and he kind of acted like he was about to hit his head and he kind of tapped him on his head and rubbed on it a little bit. I should try to find that clip if I could, but it might take all fucking day. But yeah, and Floyd didn't even react. He was just laughing like, hey, this motherfucker's selling the fight. I don't care. I'm about to kick his ass anyway once we get into the ring. So to see Floyd react that way just because a dude took his hat off and his bodyguards are all standing around him, I just think it was fake. That's my personal opinion. I could be wrong, but I think it was a lot of WWE shit going on. Latch Puma Skills said, good acting. Facts. Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah, I forgot about him. Hulk Hogan. I mean, the list goes on and on, man. That shit was crazy. Dolomite said, facts. Youth of Common Sense said, bro, this Floyd versus Paul shit is whack. It's whack, man. I totally agree. I totally fucking agree. I feel like if you want to do an exhibition, not to say that you had to do this dude any favors, because let's be honest, he's a walking fuck up. He does a lot of shit outside of the ring that I don't necessarily agree with. But why not give Adrian Broner that opportunity to get a bag with you? Because you can't sit up here and tell me and tell y'all that a fight, an exhibition between you and Adrian Broner, who both love the pop shit, who both have some fucking issues and some controversy there, leading up to this point. Don't sit up here and tell me that fight wouldn't be able to sell. Just as well as this fucking fight with Logan Paul, not Jake Paul, but Logan Paul. And I understand that these are big YouTubers and they got the 10 plus million followers. And I don't even know what they do on YouTube. I don't follow the dudes. I only know them from doing these exhibition matches, to be honest. But maybe I need to do more research because it's obvious they doing something right on their end. Because for Floyd to look at them and say, I choose you. Coming out of retirement for how many years? It's like, what the fuck, man? But I just feel like Floyd could have broke bread with Adrian Broner. Why not? Why not? We know the man is in legal trouble. We know he ain't really dedicated to the sport of boxing. That's a knock on him. I agree with that. But why not throw the man a bone? Let him fight you and he can possibly retire and be out of legal debt. But that's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. You've Common Sense said he ain't going to land no punch. He shouldn't. He shouldn't land a fucking punch. I totally agree. But in the sport of boxing, anything can happen, man. I know I keep saying it. I know it sounds cliche. But in the sport of boxing and combat sports, you can get hit with anything, man. Anybody can go to sleep. We've seen some of the best go to sleep. So it is what it is, man. He also said anything can happen in this part of the trick fight. So you think it's a setup. So you think it's full of shit altogether. I wouldn't put it past Floyd, man. I wouldn't put it past him. Youth Common Sense also said real boxing fans shouldn't even talk about that fight on June 6th. I agree. Dolomite also said Floyd trying to pull another great white hype with Jake Paul trying to get another big payday like he did with Conor McGregor. And that's my thing, because I noticed Floyd said something during that press conference. He tried to make this a race issue. Like, the Paul brothers ain't said nothing about you being black or insinuating anything racial. So why are you bringing up racism? But then Floyd is the same motherfucker whenever some Black Lives Matter shit is going on. He's always the one motherfucker that's going against the grain. You understand what I'm saying? Floyd is that motherfucker that say, hey, everybody is banning Gucci. Everybody ain't rocking Gucci. I'm a rock Gucci because I want to do what I want to do. Because Mayweather Promotions is not only the past or present, but the future in boxing and sports and entertainment. That's my Floyd impersonation, y'all. Y'all let me know how I did. But yeah, man, Floyd be on some sucker shit, honestly. Y'all just going back and forth. I don't blame Floyd, though. Get your money. Yeah, get your money. But I can just tell you this. I ain't paying for the shit. I ain't paying for it at all. You understand what I'm saying? Floyd ain't taking no low risk, high reward fights, though. Nah, he ain't gonna come back and fight a motherfucker like Canelo again or Earl Spence or Terence Crawford. He ain't gonna do none of that, and rightfully so. He's earned the right to call the shots. But goddamn it, can you at least pick a respectable opponent, Floyd? At least give me something to be excited about, because you doing this WWE shit ain't getting me crunk at all. At all. But nevertheless, he said these dudes fighting absolutely nobody. Facts. And one thing I will say about this shit, though, bro, this shit wouldn't be able to fly if we got the fights that we wanted to see. Like, if we had a fight lined up with Earl Spence and Terence Bud Crawford, do you really think motherfuckers would be talking about Floyd versus Jake or Logan Paul? Do y'all really think this shit would be popping right now? We wouldn't be talking about that bullshit, because we would be getting the fight of the fucking decade that we want to see. But since these dudes don't want to fight each other and they want to pick and choose and take easier routes, and one nigga talking about he might retire and Terence Bud Crawford, I mean, I don't know what the fuck is going on with Bud. I mean, first it was being reported that he was going to come back and fight on June 5th. And then once the Manny Pacquiao shit fell through, why he didn't have a backup plan, I don't fucking know. Once again, that's on Bob Arum. So if Terence Bud Crawford decides to stay with Top Rank Promotions after October, after his deal expires, y'all, I'm done. I'm done with him. I'm done with him, because I am so sick and tired of this bullshit ass narrative of motherfuckers using Top Rank and Bob Arum to avoid Terence Bud Crawford. Because my biggest dream and wish is for Terence Crawford to either A, align himself with Mayweather Promotions, because to me, that's killing two birds with one stone. Because not only will Floyd back you, but can you imagine the fucking power he is going to have in the sport of boxing with Floyd being his mouthpiece? Because let's be honest, Terence Bud Crawford don't like to promote himself. Terence Bud Crawford just like to get in the ring and kick ass, right? But if you add Floyd Money Mayweather to the mix, to where he can put you in positions that you ain't even been in before, you understand what I'm saying? Help you with your investment portfolio, pick and choose who you want to fight and shit like that. Possibly get you a 50-50 split with Earl Spence, because, hey, you on that other side of the street now. What's up? What's popping? Then why not? Or if that doesn't work, then B, why not roll with Eddie Hearn? Because we all know Eddie Hearn gonna get you the fucking bag. We see how AJ get the bag. Shit, hell, Devin Haney, who ain't fought no fucking body, he getting what, 2 to 3 million to fight, and he ain't did shit yet. And I love Devin Haney, but I'm just being honest. So if you're trying to get the bag and make these fucking fights happen, then why not do one of those? Or you can go the Mikey Garcia route and be a free agent and go on a fight-by-fight case basis. But I digress on that point. I'm going to get back to Bud in just a sec. Let me get back to this chat, though, because y'all know I can ramble and just go for days and days. Look at Terence, I guess you're saying Terence level of competition at 37 fights, and look at Floyd at 37. Yeah, oh yeah. I'm not comparing nothing that Terence Crawford has done to Floyd Money Mayweather. Floyd Money Mayweather has defeated the most world champions, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't it like 23 of them or some shit like that? If I'm not mistaken, hold on, let me look that up. Because I think I seen that stat when he went on $1 million worth of game. Shout out to Wallow and shout out to Gilly. If you haven't seen that episode yet, it was pretty damn good. Y'all should just check it out on YouTube. But let me see. That's a good point. Youth of Common Sense. Let me see. Floyd has defeated 23 world champions in 50 fights. Manny Pacquiao has defeated 21 in 71 fights. And Julio Cesar Chavez, the great Chavez, defeated 18 in 115 fights. So Floyd has a hell of a case and one hell of a resume, if I must say so myself. So you're right, bro. You're right. Shout out to Poncho P in the chat. He said the black eye was great acting. Man, that shit was a joke, bro. I mean, Floyd, he can sell y'all on that motherfucking fight. I ain't going for the Dwayne Wade pump fake. I'm not going for the shit. I know it's coming. I know it's coming. Floyd is going to reel everybody in, sell the fuck out this fight because he was even saying it like, hey, I'm a real fighter. These dudes are YouTubers. He's saying this in the presser. So not only is he bigging them up, but he's giving them backhanded compliment at the same time while saying, hey, I'm a real fighter. I'm just coming here to entertain and I'm going to fuck these dudes up. That's basically what he's saying. Youth of Common Sense also said, well, Black Lives Matter is a fraud and it's not what it's supposed to be. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Black Lives Matter has made over 100 million in donations. And where is that money showing? One of the founders was caught. She spent over 10 million in properties across the country. Yeah, I saw that story, bro, but I'm not going to get into that deep part of it on my channel because, you know, they be flagging shit and they definitely be hating on my channel like a motherfucker. Dolomite said, I don't trust Crawford going to PBC because they're moving too funny over there. They halfway make in-house fights. I think Eddie Hearn would be his best bet if he chooses to leave Top Rank. That's a good point, bro. That's a good point because there's a lot of fights that still ain't being made. For example, Keith Thurman versus Earl Spence. What the fuck is up? You understand what I'm saying? Because we all know Keith Thurman ducked Earl for what, like 2 or 3 years? And now Earl is ducking him. Now he don't want to fight because he's saying he ducked him. Like Al Heyman can't get these dudes in the ring. You understand what I'm saying? It's just a thought. It's just a thought. That's a hell of a point, Dolomite. You're right. David John in the chat said Bud need to go with Eddie Hearn or be a free agent. He will be a fool to go to PBC after they had their fighters in witness protection. Yeah. You make a hell of a point, man. I guess I'm just being biased, honestly, because I love Floyd so much. And I just feel like Bud needs that push. He needs somebody to talk for him because he's just not interested in doing it. And I think that's what rubs a lot of people the wrong way on YouTube because he won't do interviews. And when he do them, he kind of standoffish like, you better know what the fuck you talking about or else Bud gonna leave. You understand what I'm saying? So I think he tends to rub people the wrong way. And that's not to say Floyd don't, but Floyd is the ultimate promoter. And I just think he could use another top elite fighter on his stable next to Gervonta Tank Davis. And let's be honest, every time Floyd is asked about Terence Bud Crawford, what does he say? He always say he #1 pound for pound. He's a great fighter, you know, and, you know, he wish him nothing but the best. So I would just love to see those two stars align, but maybe that's just wishful thinking. But I would not be opposed to Eddie Hearn. I would not. He said, yeah, Eddie Hearn going to give Crawford them fights. Facts. Yeah, I like Eddie Hearn. I do think Eddie Hearn tends to tell us more than what we need to know, especially when it comes to this Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua bullshit. But I get it. He's trying to, you know, keep people informed on what the fuck is going on behind the scenes because everybody was like, well, shit, this fight should have been happened by now. What's up? But then when you have promoters like Bob Arum that comes out and just so negative and he shits on it, along with his fighter and Tyson Fury, it's almost as if they don't really want the fight. I'm starting to think Tyson Fury, you know, starting to get a little cold feet when it comes to Anthony Joshua. Dare I say that? Drop a comment below and let me know if I'm tripping. But from the time that they announced that this fight had, 30-something days to be announced, doesn't it seem like Tyson Fury and motherfucking Bob Arum, his promoter, has been so negative about this entire process? I mean, I'll wait. Y'all let me know if your boy Thriller tripping. Youth Common Sense says, of course, TC does go to PBC, then EJ, and then won't have any excuse. So maybe PBC might not be a bad option. It might not be a bad option, bro. We'll just have to see how it all plays out. My thing is this with Terence Crawford. If this man continues to lie to you about a Manny Pacquiao fight, he don't really want to pay certain fighters to fight you on the other side of the street, then you need to get away from this motherfucker, man. You need to get away from, because I would be hard pressed to believe that Floyd hasn't hit up Bud and said, what the fuck are you doing? You do you want me to help buy you out your contract so you can come over here and get this work from all these other welterweights? You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm sick and tired of hearing this bullshit. I'm sick and tired of hearing it. So I know you are, but maybe, just maybe, Bud is comfortable because he gets what, 3 to 4 million, no matter who he fight. And I believe there's something in his contract that if Bob Arum and Top Rank or Todd DeBuff don't deliver on these fights, these big time mega deals, then he's guaranteed another $1 million just for a fight not going through. But my thing is this, why not have a backup plan? Because he did say, and I quote, Shawn Porter, you on standby. If this fight fall through, you next. So my nigga, Bud, what's up? But we gonna get into that Shawn Porter shit in just a second. Let me get back to these chats, y'all. Dolomite said, I agree 100%. Youth of Common Sense said, Floyd gonna cherry pick him. Yep, just like he doing with Tank. That's a good point. This Mayweather versus Paul fight is taking Shawn away from Canelo versus Saunders. I almost forgot that fight was Saturday. Yep. And isn't this typical Floyd, though? He's going to shit on everything Canelo doing. But let's keep in mind, though, to be fair to Floyd, Canelo did just say if he was in his prime, along with Floyd Money Mayweather the other day, that he would knock Floyd out. So to me, him saying that is kind of, using Floyd for clout to promote his upcoming fight with Billy Joe. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not shocked that Floyd probably, said, man, let's line this shit up. Let's sell this, because this shit just came out of nowhere. I didn't even know they was having a press conference today until it actually happened. You understand what I'm saying? And the fight is only what? As of today, 1 month away? Yeah, because it's June 6th and today is May the 6th. So yeah, man. Perfect timing by Floyd. Perfect timing. Youth of Common Sense said, I'd be very surprised if no one asked TC behind the scenes of he cool with Arum's BS. Facts, bro. I mean, and if you in Terence Bud Crawford's camp, if you on Team Crawford, what kind of conversations are you having with this dude? Like, hey, bro, you not looking too hot out here right now. You got your promoter coming out saying that you're not promotable. You understand what I'm saying? Hurting your contract negotiation talk with Earl Spence Jr. because he's basically saying, I can't sell this guy to nobody. He's basically shitting on everything you've worked for. And then on top of that, he ain't getting you the fights that we want to see you in. Because I'm pretty fucking disappointed, y'all, and I'm going to be honest. I was expecting Bud to be back in June no matter if it was Manny or whoever. But to say that he might be coming back in September, then damn, don't that mean he only going to fight once this year? That's one fucking time for my favorite boxer. Man, I'm just pissed off, y'all. Shit pissing me the fuck off. He said, yes, Shawn punk ass lost his mandatory position. I'm about to get into that, man. Someone behind the scenes didn't allow Shawn to invoke his mandatory against TC. I promise you, I know it. Shawn was told not to invoke it. Well, speaking of that, let's get to that. So Shawn Porter is basically out here still capping. And y'all already know. If you go back and do your research on my channel, I've done multiple videos on telling Shawn Porter what the fuck to do. The man has yet to do it. And he's came out, of course, with his double talking ass and said this and said that, as if your boy E Thriller wasn't gonna call him out on his bullshit yet again. So without further ado, let's roll this clip, man. Where is it? Let me add this shit. Remove, hide that. All right, y'all, give me 1 sec. Where that video at? Here we go. Chrome tab. All right, let's run it. All right, this is Shawn Porter, y'all, on the Porter Way podcast.
Yeah, sounds good.
Canelo Alvarez, this is a
Damn, what the fuck was this?
champion in his prime.
Gotta wait for this ad to go down, y'all. But who y'all picking for this Canelo and Saunders fight? Y'all let me know, man. Y'all let me know. Of course, I ain't making my prediction just yet. I think I'm gonna either come on Thursday. Well, today, Thursday. Well, Friday, tomorrow, and give you guys my prediction. But here we go.
I don't think it's fair to do a question because everyone has the same question, which is up to you if you would like to address it or not. Am I fighting? No, not that specifically.
Why don't you activate your mandatory versus Crawford?
Yeah.
There's like 7 people who comment every single one.
Yeah. Let me say this. And if I get in trouble, I get in trouble. That's what it is.
Oh, shot cloud off. I don't want to be a part of this.
Oh, this would get you in trouble. The last and no excuses or anything.
Did y'all catch that? Now, correct me if I'm wrong or not, but why in the fuck would Shawn Porter get in trouble for speaking the truth, for speaking his mind, for saying what the fuck happened behind the scenes unless he had to answer to somebody. Because I could have sworn if you let these motherfucking PBC fanboys tell it, the PBC fighters don't have to answer to nobody. They are their own boss, correct? So it sounds like to me he is implying that he was told to hold off by Al Heyman or hell, dare I say Floyd Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe? I don't know, but let's listen.
I'm keeping it real.
Yeah.
What boxing, and you guys already know this, but if anybody out there watching doesn't, what boxing shows you is not always what boxing is going to give you. Boxing will show you one thing and then give you something completely different. We saw the case where y'all forwarded me the new ranking for the WBO, where somehow I've been bumped from number 1 to number 2, and Virgil Ortiz is in my place. I've been at that spot since summer of last year.
Wait a minute. So if you've been in a number 1 WBO mandatory position spot for over a year, then what in the fuck has taken you so long to activate your right to become Terence Crawford's mandatory challenger? I will fucking wait. I fucking wait.
I'm two-time world champion. I've been fighting at the world championship level since 2013. I mean, there's a host of other things that come along with that.
I mean, but this shit, none of that shit matters, Shawn. This isn't a fucking lifetime achievement award, for Christ's sake. This ain't BET. You understand what I'm saying? They don't give a damn about none of that because you the same motherfucker sitting up here saying, oh, well, I've been here in this position for a year. I don't know why I fell out. I mean, but you ain't did shit about it. It don't sound like you wanted to be the number 1 contender, because if you did, you would have wrote a letter. You know what? I'm going to hold off. Roll this clip.
I'm in some ways required to be number 1, yet boxing says, WBO says we're going to move Shawn Porter out of that number 1 spot, and we're going to put Virgil Ortiz into that number 1 spot. They presented y'all with one thing, and now they're giving you something different. It is a part of the sport. Y'all should already know that. When you saying, well, hey, you should have did this, you should have did that. I have people that I have to listen to. And when those people give me direction, when those people give me the business and tell me where it works to my advantage or where it doesn't, I have to sit back and do what I have to do. And then at this point in time, I'm still sitting back and seeing what's going to happen. Y'all think activate the mandatory. Wow, it's a great catchphrase. It's a great theme. It's something nice to be heard and said. Don't none of y'all know what it means to activate a mandatory clause, and don't none of y'all know if activating a mandatory clause is even a real thing in boxing.
Mr. Shawn Porter, let me just say this. First of all, this dude acts like Google doesn't exist. I mean, give me a fucking break. I mean, you want to talk about insulting a person of knowledge in the sport of boxing, fucking intelligence. I mean, what does he mean we don't know what activate the mandatory is? Like, all you got to do is go to the motherfucking website and pull it up and read it. In fact, y'all know me. I love to come with receipts. So let's just go to the actual WBO website and let's see what the fuck Shawn Porter is talking about, because to me, he is capping. Capping. So let me remove this bullshit and let me bring up something else. Hold on. Because Shawn Porter, I mean, he just taking this shit too far, man, with the cap. And I just don't get it. He act like we can't do our fucking research. All right, so can you guys see this? Let me know. Let me know if y'all can see this. So we are on the actual WBO, World Boxing Organization website. And if you scroll down to where it says Section 6, Designation of the Mandatory Challenger, page number 7, Shawn Porter. Okay, so let's just scroll down to number 7 and read this shit, since he claimed that we don't know what the fuck we talking about. Okay, so if we just go down to section, let me see, where is it? Section, okay, Section 6, Designation of the Mandatory Challenger. The mandatory challenger may be selected and determined by the World Championship Committee according to the current list of the best classified boxers. promulgated by the WBO classification committee, the World Championship Committee shall for good cause designate the date on which the determination of a mandatory challenger shall be determined. For the purpose of designating the mandatory challenger, the current list of classifications is that which corresponds to the month for which the designation of the mandatory challenger is to be made, that the world champion is obliged to defend his title against the mandatory challenger. Now, if we scroll down here, give me 1 second. Where is it at? It says, and I quote, a classified boxer may request recognition as a mandatory challenger in writing to the WBO on forms which contain substantially the provisions of the comply with the application for designation as mandatory contender contained on the WBO website. So it just said it clear as day that, yeah, maybe they didn't use the verbiage of activate a mandatory, but you do have to write a fucking letter on the fucking website saying, hey, I would like to be the number one contender officially. Can I fight Terence Bud Crawford? But he never did that. He has never done it. So for him to sit up there and say, oh, this is not even a real thing, and boxing fans, we don't even know what the hell we talking about. Like, how fucking dare you? How dare you? But let's finish this shit.
But if they come on, it could have been simple negotiations by PBC and Top Rank, and they'll come on and say Shawn Porter has activated his clause to fight, his mandatory clause to fight Terence Crawford. No, PBC and Top Rank did a structure the deal and made it happen. They're going to give you what they want you to see. So now we're seeing something a little different. Again, no excuses. And I still got to call my man, and I want to go on record for saying for some time now
Damn, I don't know what happened to
I
him.
felt like in some capacity I've disrespected him, kind of going away.
Bad luck.
Goddamn ass keep coming up. Y'all just bear with me.
All
right, run it.
From our agreement to speak to one another and, kind of getting out saying, hey, I want to fight the dude. I think I did that a little wrong and I haven't called him yet. So maybe I'll give him a call this week and then I'll have something for y'all this coming weekend and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think that was the question that fans wanted to know.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
And to kind of close on that as we wrap up, do we think, for us to speculate, you don't have to, do we think that might hint towards that Virgil Ortiz might get that shot?
That's what I was feeling like. Yeah. I think you told me not to answer, but that's what I was feeling like. So.
You agree, Zytel, and the fact that they moved him up might hint towards that?
He's not ready for that. Man.
I don't disagree, but you think
Bob's a money maker.
Yeah, Bob something.
Hey, what's crazy though is like you do that, and again you're presenting one thing and showing something else, or whatever the case may be. But you do that right there, and then now he may not be fighting Virgil Ortiz, but now he doesn't have to fight Showtime Shawn Porter, Yeah. So, but I digress. That's my guy. I need to give him a call. What it is.
For 5 minutes last night, I thought you and Mikey were going to announce.
That's basically what Shawn Porter had to say, man. Y'all let me know in the chat. Is he capping? Do y'all really think he really want to fight Terence Bud Crawford? Because I do not. Because this is coming from the guy, for starters, when this whole negotiation shit, whenever he first brought it up, because Terence Crawford never said anything about Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter called out Terence Crawford. I've done videos on this shit in the past. All y'all got to do is go back and watch them. As a matter of fact, I'm going to post a link in the description of each and every one of those videos. I was talking about Shawn Porter capping about Terence Bud Crawford. But let's go back to the facts. Shawn Porter came out and said, hey, I'm the number one mandatory in the WBO. Hey, I'm over here. I'll be ready in June. I'll be ready at the end of June and shit like that, right? He just kept politicking and kept capping for a motherfucking fight with Bud until Bud finally said, hey, man, you testing my patience. You understand what I'm saying? You testing my patience. So just be on standby. If this fight with Manny, he didn't say Manny, but that's basically what was going on because we know it now, right? If this fight don't go through with Manny, then we can line it up. All you got to do is activate your fucking mandatory position. And what did Shawn Porter do? Shawn Porter came out and said, oh, well, $2 million to even start negotiations at $2 million is an insult. I know my worth. This is going to be the biggest fight of my legacy. You know, who can I do this with besides Terence Bud Crawford? He was saying all of this bullshit. I know my worth. You know, Bob, don't insult me. Quit being cheap. He was saying all this bullshit, right? All of it. But all he had to do at the end of the day, because let's be honest, when you are the mandatory, you don't have to wait for Bud to do shit unless he had a unification bout lined up. And we all know that wasn't going to take place with Manny Pacquiao because Manny Pacquiao is a champion in recess because he got stripped due to inactivity for trying to have fucking exhibitions against Ryan Garcia and motherfucking Conor McGregor. And when those fights fell through, guess what? Manny tried to get back into the shit and they said, you know what? We giving your belt to Ugas. So that's how Ugas got the fucking WBA belt. And we all know that Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence ain't about to happen any fucking time soon, right? So if you are Shawn Porter, you didn't even have to wait for Bud to try to get a fight with Manny Pacquiao. You didn't. All you had to do was do what you were supposed to do. You and your pops, K. Diddy. Shout out to Kenny Porter. I love and respect the Porters. I really do. But I just call a spade on my channel. They on some bullshit. Shawn Porter's on some bullshit. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm really starting to think that Shawn Porter really don't want to fight no more. Fuck Duck and Bud. He don't want to fight no more, y'all, because this nigga do more podcasts and more videos than I do. And I'm a professional YouTuber. You understand what I'm saying? Like every other time I look up, Shawn Porter is in front of a camera, y'all. And I ain't gonna lie, the man looked like he loved to eat meatloaf, you understand, and collard greens and mac and cheese and shit like that. Shawn Porter, I think he's lost his fire for the sport of boxing. I'm gonna just throw that out there. Y'all drop a comment below and let me know if I'm tripping. But something ain't adding up because this ain't the old Shawn Porter I know, because the Shawn Porter that I know, he went up against everybody. He fought a Adrian Broner. You know what I'm saying? He fought a fucking Errol Spence. He fought Kell Brook. He fought Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia. So what in the fuck is stopping him from facing Terence Bud Crawford? But all of a sudden, once the WBO said, okay, you don't want to email us, you don't want to put your fucking name in the hat per se to go fight the number one pound for pound boxer in the sport today. Yeah, I said it. In Terence Bud Crawford. Then guess what? We gonna bump your ass down and let's see what young old Virgil Ortiz is talking about. You understand what I'm saying? Let's see what he's talking about, because it's obvious you don't want the fight. Oh no, you want a fucking friendship. You want to sing Kumbaya and sit in the fucking huddle and shit and play spades and shit with Terence Crawford. Fuck all that. This is the sport of boxing, because I'm pretty sure Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, those dudes were cool, but guess what? They still fucking fought. You understand what I'm saying? So fuck all this friend shit. You either want to fight the dude or you don't. Because I love Terence Crawford to death, but if he's coming between me and a fucking paycheck for my family, then guess what, bro? We got to line this shit up. We got to line this shit up. I mean, that's only if I really want to fight you. That's only if I really want to fight you. But that's just my honest opinion, man. I mean, he might as well go work for Lids and get a fucking full-time membership with all this goddamn capping he doing. And I'm just sick and tired of it, because ain't nobody calling him out on his bullshit but your boy E-Thriller. Ain't nobody else gonna call him out, man. I say the shit that motherfuckers are scared to say, and it's okay. I take the hit. I take the backlash. I ain't trying to get no interviews from these dudes. I don't want nothing but for them to fight the best. That's all I want. That's all I want. So I can tell my son and my son to come about these fucking fights that happen in my day. You understand what I'm saying? That's all I want in the sport. That's all I want. But let me get back to this chat, man. Let me go back up top, see where I left off. Youth of Common Sense said, regardless of what cherry picking Canelo doing, he is the only one active. Yeah, man. I said that in one of my last videos, bro. Regardless of me being critical of Canelo, who, once again, for you motherfucking race baiters that love to come on my page and call me a racist just because I said some shit that y'all didn't agree with, Canelo is my second favorite boxer in the sport today behind Terence Crawford. And I've been critical of his opposition in the past ever since he's fought Triple G twice, right? But my Lord, he is the only one fighting 2 to 3 times a year. So I have to tip my hat off to him, even if he's whooping up on tow truck drivers. I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? At least he fighting. At least he fighting. He also said Saunders gonna take a dive. These white fighters go against Canelo. Ain't got the balls to man up and try to fuck him up. Okay, so you picking Canelo. Okay, I hear you. From what I've been seeing from Billy Joe, though, bro, I don't think he's coming to take a dive. I think he's really been trying to play mind games with Canelo. He's trying to get him off his game. He's trying to knock him off his square. He's trying to piss him off, get him out of character because Canelo don't speak a lot of English. I pray to God he learns how to speak it a little bit better because I would love to know what he think about Billy Joe Saunders. Now, we heard him call him a pussy the other day because they was talking about the ring size and all that bullshit, right? I'm so glad they got this shit sorted out, but it is what it is. I'll give you guys my prediction tomorrow. JD Vlanka, shout out to you in the chat. He said, Porter is like, I act like I'm going to fight Crawford, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. Facts. Frenchie Capone 313. Where you been at, boy? He in the chat. He said super cap. Yep. Shawn Porter out here pump faking, man. He D-Wading out here, man. Puncho P said, respect to E Thriller, a real boxing channel, not a fanboy channel. I appreciate that, my brother. Yeah, man. I just call the shit like I see it, bro. I mean, hey, if my favorite fighter doing some shit I don't like, I'm going to call his ass out. If a fighter that I don't like doing some shit that I like, hey, I'm going to give him props. You understand what I'm saying? He said, fight everyone at their best, too. I don't know who you're talking about. Who you talking about, bro? But, yeah, that's my personal opinion on the Shawn Porter shit, man. He just been doing too much double talking, too much capping. He done already came out and said he ain't going to ever fight a Jerron Ennis after calling him the second coming of Roy Jones Jr., and then he also said that he ain't going to fight Virgil Ortiz. Okay, so if you're not going to fight them, if you ain't got a rematch lined up with Earl Spence, you already said you're not interested in fighting Keith Thurman or Danny Garcia, then just who the fuck are you going to fight? Because we know Manny Pacquiao ain't about to fight you. You understand what I'm saying? He ain't about to fight you. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. Those are my thoughts on this shit. I'm going to drop the link if anybody want to come on and rock with me. If you got something to say, if you agree or disagree with what I said, that's cool. Just come on and state your case. And yeah, give me 1 second. Let me drop this in the chat and we can rock out. I'm going to give y'all about 3 to 5 minutes to click on, bro. Say what you got to say. And shit, we can do it like that. You for Common Sense said, I was saying Porter fought all the tough opponents at their best. But ever since the COVID shit, everyone got astronomically worse with the politicking BS. I think it was before that, bro. And let me add you to the screen. Yo, you live on the
What's up, man? What's up, man?
Talk to me, bro. What's going down?
I just want to come here and tell you, man. I'm gonna play you in 2K. I just ain't got no PS5 yet, man.
Man, you don't want no smoke, man.
I promise you, I don't have a PS5. I promise you. I don't.
You don't want no fight. I'll tell you what, when you get a PS5 or an Xbox, because I got both of them.
It's not gonna be an Xbox, it's gonna be a PS5, trust me.
Bet. Just hit me up, bro.
Man, it's like a PlayStation 5 is a myth. Like, what the fuck?
You know what, bro? Do you have a Twitter account?
No, I don't.
You need to create a Twitter account, bro, because the way I got mine, I caught it on the restock from Sony website. So I know they periodically do like restocks throughout the day. You just got to be.
Why is that though? Like, isn't that honestly like
supply and demand? Supply and demand. I'm not sure if you're a sneakerhead like me, but you know they're get limited to drive.
So they're making it limited, so then when it comes out, people be pressed to get
exactly. They'll overpay for it on the third market.
Because I know, in my mind, I was like, there's no way they got all this money, and they telling me they ain't got them hoes in stock. I always knew that shit was fishy. Right. And a part of me was also thinking that maybe that some of those people that was buying like 20 to 30 PS5s at a time, maybe that was Sony.
Possibly.
Trying to,
they selling shit. They selling shit on StockX now, right? They sell PS5s and shit on there.
I don't care about no StockX.
Shit just throwing it out there, man. But go ahead.
What do you think? Like, what is your honest opinion on the future of boxing? Because at this point, because you got to think, with the illegal streaming, because I be on crack streams, I don't even pay for fights. So, and then you got to think about that. Mm-hmm. Then you got to think about, like, what is the value in buying a pay-per-view these days when the fight is going to be uploaded on YouTube like 2 days later? And within those 2 days, you're going to see a bunch of highlights on all social media platforms where you're going to already know what the hell happened anyway. Like, where's the value?
Facts. There's no incentive, in my personal opinion, unless it's some fighters fight that I want to see fight. Like, for example, of course, the fight that everybody wants to see that don't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon is Errol Spence versus Terence Bud Crawford. You know, some shit like that, or Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman, or Keith Thurman versus Bud. You know, some fucking, you know, a fight to where it's a 50-50, like, hey, this can go either way. That's the type of shit I would pay for.
I'm actually surprised that Keith Thurman just can't get a fight. I mean, I know he, like, his injuries and him not being active and him ducking people when he was on the top. I understand that, but I mean, it's still Keith Thurman. Whenever he goes on Instagram Live, it gets screen recorded and put on YouTube, and it gets like 100,000 views. So I don't understand how they're gonna say, well, he ain't got no name, or he forgotten about. Like, it's Keith Thurman.
Yeah,
so I don't understand how the fuck he ain't even getting a ring with a nobody. Like, he ain't doing nothing,
Yeah.
no
I
tune up,
think the
nothing.
biggest, not to cut you off, I think the biggest reason why Keith Thurman isn't getting any fights is because of Keith Thurman. I don't think Keith Thurman wants to fight right now, because it's always something with Keith Thurman, whether it's an injury or he don't want to fight this guy. I mean, he really, honestly, if we keeping it a buck, he started the whole little cherry picking thing after Floyd Mayweather retired. You know, he was cherry picking.
He made it like mainstream, like it's cool to do it type shit.
Right. He kept saying, "You ain't ready yet, boy. Oh, we gonna cross paths," and you know, he was saying little shit like that. And that was around the time where I was a huge Errol Spence fan, because I'm like, well, goddamn, the dude want a shot. He's done everything he can, and y'all motherfuckers scared to fight this dude. Like, let him get a shot. But for Errol to turn around and start doing that same shit that Keith did to him, that's when I stopped rocking with him like that. I'm like, well, wait a minute. You ain't start doing this shit until Terence Bud Crawford came up to 147. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep, and had a few fights.
Right, but go ahead, finish your point, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't. It could be on this other channel I be on mainly. Easy Work. He made a point where he said,
I like him. Shout out to Easy Work Boxing. I like it.
We be on there all the time. He said he feel like it's more so just Keith Thurman not trying to get. He don't really want it. He wants something to fall into his lap, like Terence Crawford. Like Terence Crawford, he is the type where, like, he don't really care. He don't have the oomph about him to, like, put the pressure on. You know what I'm saying? Like, if him and Errol Spence see each other in public, I think they'll, like, walk past each other and act like they didn't see each other. Because, like, the same thing with Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman, he don't want to put the pressure on anybody to make a fight. He don't even have to make a fight. He can just come out and fight somebody like fucking what's his name? Adrian Broner did. Just get some fucking tune-ups in. Come back, get in the rhythm. He don't want to do nothing. So I feel like with the Keith Thurman situation, it's on him. Because Keith Thurman could have already had like 2 fights at least.
I agree.
He could have already had like 2. That's the fucking summer. Right. I don't understand how literally nobody is making fights. The only people that's making fights is like people that's like
Canelo.
Yeah, Canelo, but like none, like nobody. It's like
and that's due to Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn making these fights for Canelo. You understand what I'm saying?
PBC, I think that Errol Spence or Showtime got set dates for these other fighters like Shawn Porter and Errol Spence, because Errol Spence, you remember when PBC put out their fight dates with Charlos and Davis and them on there?
Yes, sir.
I seen a thing on Twitter where Errol said Showtime need to put out their dates. Somebody screenshotted and talked about it.
Facts.
So,
yeah, I saw that.
Maybe he already got a date, but okay, it's against Ugas. Okay, then you're gonna fight Ugas. I mean, the only people you should be fighting is either Keith Thurman or Terence Crawford.
Can I ask you a question? Not to cut you off. When it comes to Errol Spence and Yordenis Ugas, I just want to know, and somebody can answer this in the chat as well. Where is all the fucking 60-40, 70-30, or 80-20, or whatever fuck I'm gonna give them talk at when it comes to Ugas?
Because Errol Spence is weird now, man. I don't know what the fuck he is. He weird.
Okay, I was just asking for a friend. I mean, somebody let me know. Help your boy E Thriller out because
I think Errol Spence is a fucking weirdo now. He just want to go and dance with his boys and wear tight ass jeans and shit and all go on his ranch, all this bullshit, man. Nobody.
Okay,
my thing
go
is,
ahead,
I
make your point,
understand.
my bad, bro.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I don't get mad about anything, but I don't understand why it's like, bro. Like with the thing with Errol is, why do these fighters have to constantly bullshit? Like I just don't understand it. Like, why can't y'all just be fucking honest? Like, even with Shawn Porter thing, he come with that talk, I might get in trouble. Nigga, you ain't even say shit to get in trouble.
Right.
You still was bullshitting. Why you claim you was like, what the fuck?
I don't get it, man. And
but
this
he
is
did
coming from the guy. Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
My bad.
You got it.
You could go, bro.
Now, I was just about to say, this is coming from a guy in Shawn Porter who said he didn't know the ins and outs of activating the mandatory, only to double back and say, hey, we know the politics and the business of boxing.
Exactly.
We can't let anybody, step aside or step over us. And then fast forward to what today, now all of a sudden he's telling us we don't know what the fuck we talking about. Like, we can't do no research. Like, we go ahead.
Man, folks be on that bullshit, man. Like he said that somebody advising him not to do this, that, and the third. I told you somebody telling him not to do it. All that stuff is controlled. Somebody told him, somebody or some people, most likely some people, told him not to take that fucking mandatory.
Do you think that's coming from Al Heyman?
I wouldn't be surprised if it coming from Al Heyman because I don't think Shawn Porter's daddy would tell him not to do that. I don't think Shawn Porter's daddy would tell him to do that.
Yeah, I agree.
And yes, Al Heyman or the people behind the scenes in suits and the network, somebody said something.
Do you think it's because they don't want to derail the collision course between Errol Spence and Terence Crawford? Like Shawn Porter can maybe possibly come in and fuck up the money by beating the Terence Crawford. I mean, of course, I don't think Shawn Porter can beat Bud, but I'm just saying from their perspective.
I don't know, because I don't think anybody thinks Shawn Porter will beat Bud. I don't think they fear Shawn Porter like that. I
read a lot of dumbass comments, bro. A lot of people be saying that Porter would beat Bud. I read it every day.
I think Porter hit harder than Errol Spence. I think Shawn Porter gonna beat Errol Spence, and I'm not a fan of Terence Crawford. Never have been. I am a Errol Spence fan, but at this point in time, I'm really not a fan of anybody. Errol Spence been turning me off significantly all this whole year. I just don't care no more. And I think Shawn. I think Terence Crawford might beat Errol Spence, because I think my thing with Errol Spence is he's supposed to be one of the hardest hitting boxers, right?
Right.
So why the fuck ain't you knocking niggas the fuck out? We're like, ever since he started going against Mikey Garcia, he ain't been knocking out nobody. He ain't even knocking folks down. Well, he knocked down Shawn Porter, but he ain't
there was a punch in between the punch.
He ain't been getting them TKOs like he used to get or anything.
Yeah, so what happened to man down?
Yeah, so it's like, what do you like? What's going on? And they go, oh, well, it's the step up in competition, Well, I mean, Danny Garcia is smaller than him. Mikey Garcia, how the fuck he didn't knock Mikey Garcia out? If Terence Crawford went against Mikey Garcia or Danny Garcia, I believe he would have knocked them niggas the fuck out.
I agree, or at least wobbled him or something. He didn't even stun Mikey Garcia at all during the fight. He just basically fought behind the jab.
Yeah, and what the fuck is Mikey doing? Like, who are he supposed to fight? Who is Danny? Is Danny gonna come back? Like what the fuck is going on?
It's a circus out here, man. It's a circus. I think it starts with Manny Pacquiao, which is why I got the series going on about why he's the biggest joke in the fucking sport of boxing, because he's setting a bad example for all these other fighters. And then it's just trickled down to everybody in the welterweight division, whether that's Errol Spence, even Bud, because I'm like, well, goddamn, where's your backup plan? Like, what the fuck? I wanted to see you fight in June. What's up? Yeah, even if you fight a fucking tomato can, like, come on.
Yeah. And I assume that Wilder got something in the works, because he's supposed to be training and he's supposed to be in shape, making a statement on Instagram or whatever. So who knows,
Now, I don't know what's going on with that situation, bro, with the whole arbitration, but Wilder did look in shape. But it remains to be seen if he's going to change his style. I got to see how he's going to handle a pressure fighter. I want to see how he looks in the ring when somebody presses him out.
The only thing that I ever didn't like about, because I'm an AJ fan, but
okay.
The only thing that well, as far as heavyweights go, I'm an AJ fan, but
Mhm.
the only thing I didn't respect about Wilder, because he be bullshitting sometimes too.
Mhm.
When AJ got beat by Ruiz, he was talking all that shit, and then he was all up in Ruiz's face, all happy and shit. I think that was because he was happy that he probably was going to have to fight Ruiz, because he knew he was going to probably beat his ass.
That's a huge possibility, bro. That's a
You
hell
see
of
what I'm
a
saying?
fucking
Because
point.
when they was I forgot who fight it was, but it was when they was commentating on somebody fight. I forgot. If you can remember, they was both wearing black.
Mhm.
And he was talking about some. I love the story. He came up and he got his mama a house there. I love that. I
I
love
remember that.
kissing his ass and shit. Like, bro,
Yeah,
you just
because he was
happy
trying to
because
line up a fight with him. He was trying to
you
line
just
up a
happy
fight.
because fucking you probably ain't got to fight Anthony Joshua, and that's supposed to be your arch enemy, and you like, oh,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't
Yeah.
respect that. Then when AJ beat Ruiz and exposed Ruiz, then he, the TMZ video with Wilder at the airport, and he told me he didn't give AJ his respect. Like what? That was just the only bitch ass shit I ever seen Wilder do. Now the other thing people say about Wilder is when he was twerking or something. I mean, that's weird, but I ain't gonna say that means he's gay. A lot of niggas just be goofy as shit, and that's like him. I know niggas in the hood, they goofy as fuck, and they just do stupid shit.
Well,
but I
yeah,
understand though. That's not something I would do. He just a big goofy ass idiot. That's just his personality.
Right.
But,
I agree with
people
that
don't
because when I
understand
made a video on the whole Errol Spence and Yellow Beezy shit, I
Mhm.
don't have a problem if he's like that. My problem was with other YouTubers criticizing people for reporting on it. Because don't get mad at us, he the one who uploaded the shit.
Yeah.
Well, of course, if he's one of the biggest stars in boxing, just like Adrian Broner and Javante Tank Davis and AJ and Deontay Wilder, we all talk shit about them, and Oscar De La Hoya wearing stockings and high heels and shit. Then why can't we talk about Errol Spence? That was my whole thing. But I don't give a fuck what he do behind closed doors. Me personally, I don't care. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the act in itself, if Yellow Beezy was like his blood brother, like they have the same mother, the same father, the same mother and father, it'll be excused because he probably just fucking with his brother. I done that shit to my brother before, like fucking with him. It's just I just like to irritate my little brother. That's not no big shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But they not family members.
Yeah.
So that shit was just suspect, bro.
Yeah. I agree.
So, that's pretty much all I got to say with this fucking boxing crap, man. Shit.
Yeah, man, it's a circus, man. What you think about Teofimo? I think he's one of the biggest ones that's even though he took a hard fight with Lomachenko and he's beat some good opponents, I just feel like all the Cappin, like my thing is this with boxing.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have any intentions on fighting another fighter that's on your level, then please don't say his name. Don't call him out. Don't say, oh, with Devin Haney, you next Capping in front of Mike Tyson. Oh, I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to do this and that in the third to you. Or like Ryan Garcia did with Tank, he FaceTimed him, dancing in front of Mike saying 2 rounds, and then you only turn around to say, oh, well, I want to fight my legend. I want to fight my hero, and Manny Pacquiao. He just bitching out of shit. Like, my thing with boxing is, if y'all not about to fight next, then don't say his name. Quit selling me wolf tickets. I'm interested in purchasing that shit.
And you remember Oscar? Yeah, you remember Oscar came out saying that fight with Pacquiao wasn't real. It was just some shit Ryan was doing on Instagram.
Yeah, but that's why I always call him Ryan Kardashian. Oops, I mean Ryan Garcia, because he's just like attention. He's just like a Kardashian.
Yeah, I agree.
He ain't did shit yet. But then he the same motherfucker that'll turn around and shit on Devin Haney like he ain't did shit. Well, motherfucker, you ain't did shit either. And if he ain't did shit and you ain't did shit, then why don't y'all fight each other?
I think Devin Haney, in my opinion, Devin Haney, or the way I see it, I think Devin Haney's level of competition on his resume isn't because he don't want to fight. I think that Devin Haney, like one of the only fighters that legitimately can't get certain fights. I think he one of the people being ducked.
Right. I agree with that.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about this. Oh, and let me tell you one last thing.
Go ahead, bro.
About Errol. Man, you remember when he was at the Danny versus Porter? I think it was the post press conference, and him and Adrian and Robert Easter and Davis was at the was up there acting crazy and shit.
Yeah, that was drunk,
having fun.
Right.
And you remember he said the fans don't know this, but it's politics and boxing. And now y'all niggas politicking too, though.
Yes.
Even if they ain't saying shit, they might be in conversations behind the scenes where they don't even say anything. You agreeing and going along, you're politicking.
I agree.
Because we all know, and even on the news, on CNN, with politicians and governors and presidents, we all know what politics is. It's just bullshit. If you look at a fucking president having a speech, all it is bullshit and talking around, indirectly talking about direct situations. The only time they directly talk about a situation is when they're trying to get the black vote. And that's exactly what they do in boxing.
Right.
Just bullshit.
You speaking gospel to me, man.
That's why I don't understand why people watch them president talk. They not saying shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not into politics, man.
I don't know why.
If I want to listen to shit like that, I go to a car lot.
Yeah, or go to the fucking go to your uncle's house or some shit.
Yeah, because ain't nothing but a hustle. That's all it is.
But yeah, man, salute to you, man. I'm gonna get at your ass when I get that fucking PS5.
Hey, man, I'll tell you what. Once we line it up, I'm gonna stream it so I can show everybody what happened when you call out E3.
I say, bro, look, you playing with fucking the Nets, man. Come on, man.
Bro,
you don't even
play
need to
with
do
anybody. First of all, don't insult me. Second of all, last night, if you check my stream, I played with Memphis and beat the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, I seen that. I'm just talking.
You understand what I'm saying? And then I can play with anybody damn near, bro.
On a scale of 1 to 10, my skill level in 2K is probably about a 6.
6. Oh yeah, you ain't ready for me, but
I ain't gonna lie. In 2K16, I was unstoppable with Curry. And in like 2012 and 13, I used to stay with the Knicks. I used to love playing with Melo and J.R. Smith.
Yeah. So who your team on this year's game?
The only teams that I support in sports is LSU football and the Saints in NFL. I mean, you know, in
so
the NBA.
You from Louisiana.
Yeah, I'm from New Orleans. In the NBA,
shout out to New Orleans. That's my favorite city in the world, bro.
Yeah, in the NBA, I used to be a LeBron fan, but when he got his first ring, all that went away because I guess I just wanted him to get a ring. Like all my fandom towards him went away.
Yeah.
And I used to be a Westbrook fan until I realized how he stat pad, and I just can't fuck with it no more. Because I used to see Steven Adams. Steven Adams used to move out the way for him to get a rebound. He stat pads, bro. He doing.
Hey man, don't get me started talking about basketball. I can talk about basketball all day.
He doing the same thing in Washington. Just like they're gonna say, oh well, we just healthy now. No. When you realize that y'all probably wasn't gonna make the playoffs, more than likely, your ass started just saying, "Fuck it, let me get these triple doubles." That's exactly what happened.
He been balling out this month, though. I got to give him credit, and plus his shot selection has been a hell of a lot better, in my personal opinion, as it has in the past. So
if he can't get out the first round in the Eastern Conference, bro, I'm gonna look at him like, bro, what?
But think about it: who they gonna play in the first round? Chances are they either gonna play Brooklyn, Philly, or fucking who the third team up there?
They'll beat Philly. I think they could beat Philly in the series.
You think the Wizards can beat Philly?
If a healthy team with Bill and Westbrook going off, yes, I think they can beat. I think the only team they can't beat. I think the only team they can't beat in a 7-game series is the Nets.
Who gonna do something with Joel Embiid?
Joel he ain't built like that, man.
He ain't built like what?
He can. Of course, he gonna go out here and put up 30 and 15 in the regular season, and he might do it in a playoff game. But he's not like a superstar. Like LeBron can take over a game and come back from 25.
But that's true. That's not fair. You're comparing him to one of the top 4 players to ever play the game. That's not fair.
Well, I don't think.
And I'm not a Joel Embiid fan, just FYI.
Yeah, but I just don't think Embiid has that it about him where he gonna take them on his back and just get us out of there. He gonna play within the game and get his stats, but I don't think he got. He said, "Whoa to Embiid disrespect."
Yeah, they get that man.
When have we ever seen Embiid take over a game? You remember that?
I've seen him take over games, bro.
I'm talking about take over, bro.
I've seen him take over games. I've seen him take. And once again, I'm not a Philly fan. I don't like Joel Embiid, and I damn sure don't like Ben Simmons. But I've seen him dominate. Now, my biggest issue with Joel Embiid is he's fragile. He don't hold up. That's my knock on him. But outside of that, from a skill and a talent perspective, ain't too many players fucking with him, bro. The shit that he can do with that size.
I'm not sold on him. I'm not sold.
Okay.
Also, what's the dude name? He said you should play. I mean, bro, just because I don't play, listen, just because I don't play basketball, everybody know Kwame Brown was trash. Like, come on, bro. The fattest, most unhealthy person knew Kwame Brown was trash. And obviously Kwame Brown is better than him. So just because I say somebody ain't good at something and they on a professional level don't mean that I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck type shit is that? What the hell? We don't play boxing, but we know these niggas on bullshit. We don't box, but we know these niggas on bullshit.
Right.
What you talking about?
Hey, man. Hey, speaking of Kwame Brown.
Stephon A. Smith.
Speaking of Kwame.
I remember watching that shit when I was in middle school. It was crazy. I didn't know what was going on, but it was crazy.
Let me tell you something right now. Kwame, all right, I'm going to tell you why I say Kwame Brown or Rasho the celebrity.
Stephen A. a fool, man.
Because you're Kwame Brown. You're 7 feet tall. You're the number 1 overall draft pick, okay? You come into this league. You came in without a jump shot. You came in without the ability to rebound. You came in without the ability to do nice footwork, to pass, to rebound, to defend, to score points, or whatever the case may be. And it's a decade later, and you're still that dude. You never worked.
Oh, you shouldn't have said this dude's name, man.
But Diallo huge. I heard you said that's not.
Yeah, what he say? Let me get back to the chat, man.
That's just deflecting, man.
He said, "Bro, dude is young and been injured against the Celtics in the playoffs. Ben Simmons didn't even play.
Ben Simmons ain't like that either. Let me tell you something. Ben Simmons, why can't you develop your jump shot?
I agree.
He's young. Well, he's young. Why the fuck would you wait till you get 30 years old to develop a fucking jump shot?
Bro, there is absolutely no reason for any NBA player not to be able to shoot.
Especially when you're supposed to be the best of the best.
I agree.
Ben Simmons, that team, like the way Ben Simmons, his style of play, they are not a championship team, bro. They will never make the Eastern Conference Finals.
I agree.
They can't even space out the fucking floor correctly, dude.
Exactly.
Ben Simmons passes up wide open mid-range and wide open three-point shot.
Bro.
I can kind of understand him passing up a three-point shot, but you passing up a mid-range to get to the hoop, it's trash.
Listen, I don't know if you checked out my video that I did a couple of weeks back about the Philly, because I used to do a lot of NBA videos, but I stopped, and I'm gonna start back doing more, including the boxing. But I did a video about that because I was basically saying, unless a fucking miracle happened to where Ben Simmons can get a fucking jump shot, then they ain't beating the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah,
or hell, even Milwaukee, in my personal opinion. Because even though Giannis can't shoot on a consistent basis, at least he will try.
He can shoot, though. You see what he did with the Nets? He can shoot.
He looking good now. He looking good. But hold on, we got Young Billionaire trying to get in on the stream. Yo, Young Billionaire, you live on the chat. Will you Thriller? Talk to me, man.
What's good, bro?
Hey, what's good, my bro? Nah, see, me and my man, we got like a what's up, Thriller? We got like a little history in boxing, man. We be talking boxing, so I was just trolling them about Embiid.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Nah, Embiid is cool, man. Like you said, he hasn't done it, but even last year in the playoffs, he still averaged 30 a game. I know they didn't win a game, and but Ben Simmons is the second guy, against the Celtics. They got good coaching, so they boxed him in, and the other guys, he didn't have the shooting he got this year. So I just think Embiid is kind of getting. I think a lot of people are harder on Embiid than they probably should. Because remember that Toronto team that won the championship with Kawhi, the only team that took them 7 that season was the Sixers.
Exactly, they got a lucky bounce, man. That shit shouldn't have went in. I picked Philly to win that year. I was hot. Well, I picked them to
missed one of those playoff games. Remember, they was up 2-1, and he missed game 4.
Right, with the stomach issue. Yep.
They was giving Toronto all their candles.
What do y'all think it's gonna take for this Celtics? We thought this Celtics team was supposed to be the new Spurs. Remember, Brad Stevens was supposed to be the new Popovich. Like, what are they missing?
To me, I think they missed out on their opportunity, because when you had Kyrie, Smart, Scary Terry coming off the bench, you understand what I'm saying? Tatum, Brown coming into his own, Al Horford, the Morris twin, like that was arguably from top to bottom one of the most talented teams in the league outside of Golden State at the time with KD, right? So if y'all couldn't come out the East then I don't see them coming out the East now. That's my opinion.
I feel like that's because Kyrie is a bitch.
Y'all can't tell me
that Kyrie didn't have the ability. He just didn't want to. Y'all can't tell me that Kyrie didn't have the ability, because he was a superstar that could take over a game that they probably needed. Because, but I think Jason Tatum coming into his own, but them having Kyrie just didn't want it to work.
Do you think jealousy played a part
I
into
think
that?
so.
Because Tatum came out of nowhere.
I
Of course,
think Kyrie
Jaylen
is just a
Brown.
weird. I think Kyrie is just an overthinking weird piece of shit. Cause he he always tried. Like I understand you might be smart and shit, but you can see the narcissistic ass shit he got with himself.
Yeah.
You can. I read through. I peep like, come on, bro.
Calling
He a
everybody
bitch.
pawns.
I
Yeah.
would tell him that to his face. It's a lot of things I would tell to their face, like you a bitch. This nigga a bitch. Remember when he went to the Celtics and he was on First Take acting all bigger than them, and he was avoiding all the hard questions. What the fuck
Very
you
nonchalant. He
asked?
was very nonchalant. I
Yeah,
remember
he
that.
asked them to be on the show. They didn't invite you. You asked them.
Right.
He a bitch. I have no respect for him.
That's because he don't like Max Kellerman too, though. So,
Then what
but
the
yeah,
fuck
you knew what you was
come on
getting
there
into.
for?
I wouldn't do it. I'm not gonna do a show with a motherfucker I don't like. I'm not
He a
gonna do it.
bitch. He not even a man to me. He a bitch.
Ooh.
Yeah, Kyrie. Let me correct myself. He was my second favorite player in the NBA until all of these fucking, tendencies started coming out because I really didn't like the whole thing about him leaving Cleveland to begin with LeBron and doing the shit he did and said about LeBron. Like, I just feel like it was hate. I feel like he was hating on LeBron low key.
I don't even see why he was hating. LeBron,
Right, because LeBron gave you the keys. He let you do your thing. LeBron will pass you the ball, go stand in the corner. Like, let this motherfucker dribble 20 times and put up a good bad shot. You understand what I'm saying?
The worst
I
thing
just
that
feel
happened.
like go ahead, bro. My bad.
Oh, my bad. No, I was about to say the worst thing that happened to him was hitting that shot, man. Because when he hit that shot, he felt like he should have been Finals MVP, and I think that's where the jealousy crept in.
Because Skip Bayless bitch ass spewing all that bullshit, man. Get the fuck out of here. Kyrie Irving barely got 30 wins a season before LeBron went to Cleveland.
Before LeBron got there. That's
Who the fuck is he supposed to be?
That's a fact. But let me just say this. I remember if we going back to that 2016 NBA Finals, when I believe Cleveland was down 2-0, you remember how the media was all blaming Kyrie Irving?
Yep.
When they was losing, but he still, one thing I'll give him credit for, he kept playing his game because he was just missing good shots.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So he just stuck with it, man, and they both got hot at the right time. And man, that shit, 3-1 happened.
They both dropped 41 in that game 5. And then Kyrie went on game 6. He dropped 20 in the first half and didn't play that much, but then he hurt his leg.
Yeah.
But they had such a big lead that, you know what I'm saying, they ain't had to play. Then game 7, he hit the game winner. So he like, shit, I outplayed Steph in this final. So I should have been the MVP. Right. That's what he thinking. Because Steph was the regular season MVP that year, and he outplayed him in the finals, and he was guarding him.
Right. So let me ask you guys this, since we're on the basketball topic. What y'all guys think the Lakers going to do this year?
I don't know, man. It's possible that LeBron might be making a decline. I don't know. Because remember, he just came out today saying he don't think he'll ever be 100% again.
I saw that.
That was weak ass shit.
I don't like him saying that.
That was weak ass shit.
But LeBron,
like he building in excuses. I don't like it.
Old, man. What superstars had the pressure on them like LeBron had at this age?
Nobody. I agree with you on that, but I still don't like him saying then about the play-in tournament. Like, you weren't saying that last year, right? In the fucking bubble. But we all know why, because y'all was the number 1 seed, so you didn't have to worry about the shit. But now that you and AD coming off an injury, y'all ain't looking too hot. Now you want to be like, well, whoever made that shit up is, should be fine. Like, come on, bro. Some shit you just need to keep to yourself, bro.
Right.
I don't be liking that weak ass shit. I'll be
maybe he said that the last time with the Memphis in them because he thought that was gonna be a one-time thing. I don't agree with him doing this like all the time. Like, they just go back to the regular format. All this extra shit.
But that do kind of take away from the suspense.
Yeah, then y'all got to think LeBron like 35, 36. I mean, this nigga like 36 years old, and he's expected to beat this Nets team. And if he don't beat this Nets team, he's trash. What the fuck?
Right. But let me ask y'all this.
Yeah, he gets judged so crazy. Like what the fuck?
Let me ask y'all this.
I'm not a LeBron fan, but I just see this shit like stupid. Like, this man.
Are you being fair?
This man can't even go to his son's game without getting criticized. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, he do.
You being fair, but let me ask y'all this, and I'm gonna let y'all cook. Just as a hypothetical, what if LeBron, with this current Laker roster, were to go up against the Nets in the finals and win? Would you guys be willing to say that he's the GOAT?
I'm gonna let Young Billionaire go first.
I'm saying if they all 100% and LeBron pulls it off against this Brooklyn Nets team with James Harden, KD, and Kyrie, will LeBron be the GOAT?
Yeah, young billionaire, you go first.
It depends on how well LeBron plays in his finals. It depends on if he, because see, the thing is about the Nets that I see, they don't have no interior presence at all. So Giannis was over there dropping 40. So if AD turn back and AD become AD, I mean, how much will it be AD and how much will it be LeBron? See, and that's where I would go. But now if LeBron is the Finals MVP again, now we talking. You get what I'm saying? It depends on what type of performance LeBron puts on.
Right. We got somebody trying to join us on the live, y'all. Give me 1 second, then I'm gonna go to you for common sense. Hey, yo, Bo, you live on the chat with E-Thriller. Talk to me, bro.
Hey, what's happening, fellas? I had to jump in on this conversation and whatnot.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. Let me just say this about the.
You go ahead and make your point. You can get this on you after him, Bo.
I'm gonna have to agree with Jordan. What Jordan said. I don't think we can just say who's the greatest of all time because let's say young billionaire, you played in the 80s, Thriller, you played in the 90s, I played in the thousands, and I can't see this other guy name who on here because the chatting away. But let's say he played in 2010s. How can we say who's better if we haven't even played against each other?
That's a good point, bro. That's a hell of a point.
That's a hell of a point.
I just don't think that's fair. I don't think there's like a best of all time because I understand what Jordan did in the marketing. I really feel like it's the marketing in his shoes and the brand that made Jordan over the hump. Really, that's the GOAT shit. But I don't think because Jordan had three three-peats and won 6 rings without taking any loss. I don't think that makes him the best basketball player of all fucking time. I just don't see that. And then people say shit like, "Oh well, LeBron," because they say LeBron. It's supposed to be LeBron and Jordan. And they say, "Oh well, LeBron can't play in the." How the fuck that the big ass fast nigga can't play in any era?
I hate that talk, bro.
And then think about it. Dennis Rodman said, "Oh, we'll lock up LeBron. We'll lock up these players, bro. Y'all niggas was guarding point guards with their back to the basket, not doing shit.
Right.
That's why all them defensive team awards Jordan and all these niggas got, they don't hold that much weight. Y'all wasn't going against Allen Iversons and Steph Currys and Kobe Bryants and fucking Gilbert Arenases and come on, y'all weren't going against them type of players. It was easy to guard.
Preach. Speaking
it's kind of easy. It's kind of easy to guard Stockton. Like, come on, man. Like, let's just
Jeff Hornacek. That's who Jordan had to go up against in the finals. But go ahead, bro.
Like, come on, man. But I feel like people. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Like with LeBron gets criticized for waking up in the morning and taking a shit.
Fact.
You know what?
The only thing LeBron don't get criticized for is being a good man to his wife. That's it. Jordan, people act like Jordan is just like Jesus Christ. I don't fucking see it.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Hey, youth. Let Bo speak his piece real quick, bro. Go ahead, Bo.
I mean, you gotta look at it like this, man. It's a different era, man. LeBron's gonna get criticized because it's a lot of cats from the Jordan era. They don't want to let it go. It's just like when Dr. J came up with his first team, all-time first team. He didn't even have Jordan on the first team. So, my thing is it depends on the eras. So about 20 years from now, you know what people are going to be saying when the next superstar out there, yo, he ain't LeBron. LeBron did this. LeBron did that. Like that's going to happen all the time and whatnot. But I do agree that LeBron does get criticized because I ain't gonna lie, because I'll be on social media. I post something just to be trolling, be like, yo, LeBron ain't the first one to start the super team. And I just see how people be getting mad. They be fuming and whatnot. So, I mean, that's pretty much what it is, man. It's just a different era.
Y'all want me to tell you who my favorite basketball player of all time is, even though I didn't get to see him play?
Go ahead.
Man, Wilt Chamberlain, that is the only sports figure that's like a myth.
Yeah, I ain't never seen him play either.
His legacy is so great. If you think about Wilt Chamberlain, it's kind of like he's a myth, like he's a created player.
But then it kind of go back to that point that you made about Jordan, about the whole defensive team award shit. Who is he really playing besides Bill Russell?
Right.
I agree. Like he's supposed to average 50. He the biggest motherfucker in the sport.
Yeah. On 9-foot rims.
Yeah, like come on, bro. So that's why it's hard for me to say, oh, well, Wilt.
Well, I don't think he's the greatest of all time.
I know. I'm just saying, like when people say, well, Wilt is the GOAT because it is, I'll be like, well, damn, who did he play against?
Yeah, so you got to put everything in the context. People just coming out saying shit and believing anything the media saying. The media be wrong too. Let me make. This is probably one of the last points I'm making. Let me make this point, dude, because this is why I don't low key don't watch Undisputed, right? I remember Chad, because I'm just making this point so y'all can see how the media be with that stupid shit.
Yeah.
I remember Chad Johnson was on there trying to make his case on Undisputed with Skip and Shannon to be in the Hall of Fame. And Shannon brought up his brother Sterling trying to put up his numbers and his numbers. Sterling was getting the ball passed by fucking what's his name? Brett
Favre.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Chad Johnson went into one of the most shittiest situations in NFL history and still was getting off.
With Carson Palmer, right?
Yeah.
Well, let me.
But hold on.
Well,
there
let
was
me
a
just
couple
say this
years
though.
that Shannon that Sterling didn't play with Brett though. There was a
Let me just say this too. Brett Favre wasn't the Brett Favre when he was throwing to Sterling Sharp either.
Yeah.
He wasn't that dude. You know what I'm saying? And like the other guy said, you know, Sterling Sharp played with a couple of different quarterbacks, and he was still dominating. He was one of the top receivers in the league.
Right. He was.
Yeah, he was a beast.
He was a freak of nature, bro. Like,
Yeah, but
right
they try to discredit Shannon a little bit too by saying he was getting the ball thrown to by what's his name?
John Elway.
Yeah, John Elway. But you to put it in perspective, the Ravens defense didn't play for Broncos, and John Elway didn't play for the Ravens. So
Right.
who's the common denominator? You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to put stuff in a perspective. Like nowadays, people just on social media and they just say anything. It's just it's so stupid.
A lot of shit lack context
Yes,
in a
man.
sense, because they'll point out something, but they don't tell the whole story.
Yeah, like let's say I go around saying me and E Thriller got into a fight, I beat his ass, but I didn't tell anybody how he slipped on the mud on the sidewalk, and that gave me the advantage.
Right.
Hey,
You know
but you know what? You know what, guys? I got to bring something up since we talking about LeBron and being the GOAT and being, we been bringing that up.
Yes, sir.
The thing about Jordan is that, and the thing that's different between Jordan and LeBron, it seems like Jordan didn't have a matchup in the NBA that he didn't covet. You get what I'm saying? When there was a guy or that person or that person that seems to be dominant, Jordan wanted something to do with. You know what I mean? And so like and also I got to debunk a myth that Jordan didn't play against top guys, athletic guys, because when he came in back with the Wizards in 2002, he had a game where he held Vince Carter the 3 points in the second half.
I remember
he was
that.
guarding Tracy McGrady when he was with Orlando, and that was T-Mac when he was T-Mac in 2002. You know what I'm saying? When he was with Orlando, that was Mac. That was Mac before the back injuries, and Jordan was doing the number on him. Jordan was getting guarded by Ron Artest, and he had 30 on Ron Artest, the real Ron Artest. So as
he dropped like 50 on Kenyon Martin at one point too. I think 50 or 40,
bro. Like Jordan dropped 50 at 40, bro. Like
yeah,
I mean. That's
crazy. That's crazy. See, I give him his credit,
real,
though.
Bro.
I just don't think Jordan is like the way they put him up. That's the only thing I disagree with. Like, y'all got to stop that idol worship shit. Because I even got some stuff about LeBron. I think LeBron be on some bullshit too.
LeBron, let me tell you something. LeBron don't seem to be coveting that Kevin Durant matchup. You know what I'm saying? Like I know KD had a loaded team, but when they was in the finals, bro, it looked like LeBron didn't want to have no parts of him, man.
No, it wasn't no look like. That was a fact, because I didn't like when LeBron said this. Do y'all remember whenever they won the Eastern Conference Finals and they asked him about Golden State? And I believe this was the first year KD was there. He was like, I don't want to think about that right now. Like, who the fuck says that?
Yeah, he said that. He said they got Kevin Durant. I don't want to think
I'm ready
about
for the challenge. I'm looking forward to it, and we'll see what happens. Say something like that. Don't say, I don't want to think about that monster. Like, what the fuck was that? And LeBron,
I mean, but to his defense, though, I mean, the man did show up in the finals. Granted, they got beat down, but he was doing his thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, the difference between Bron and Jordan is that when we ask him about these questions, like even though Jordan had Pippen, there was some games where Jordan would push Pippen away and be like, "Nah, dog, I want Kevin. That boy cooking. I want to guard him." That's the difference between LeBron and Jordan. Like LeBron did that. LeBron did that back with the Heat when he guarded Derrick Rose, that finals, that series, that Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, when he was guarding Derrick Rose out of position.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? But
he was locking up Curry in 2016, for honestly, on some plays.
Yeah, on some plays.
He'll guard the best player in spurts. He'll do it in spurts.
But he'll do it periodically, not like every time. Jordan.
Yeah. Hold on, y'all. We got somebody trying to join the stream. Hold on. King David, you live on the chat. Will you Thriller talk to me?
Yes, it was good. What's good, E Thriller? What's good with you, man? I love your content.
How you doing? Thank you, bro.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, man.
You ready to speak to me?
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, go ahead and speak your piece, bro.
Yes, sir. I had to jump on here, man, because I heard some blasphemous talk, man. I heard my guy just say something about how our dudes of this era, Steph Curry and all these dudes, how they didn't have to guard them back in the day. So we gotta make a few points clear. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, make your point.
Because first and foremost, man, we talking about today's NBA where you can't even touch nobody. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no hand checking. You can't even breeze nobody, and you got dudes flopping all over the court.
Why?
So
I
dudes
don't
like
mean to cut you off, but why was the hand check rule there?
What you mean? Why was the hand check?
Because it was the hand rule. The hand check rule was there because wasn't nobody crossing nobody up. So the hand check rule was there because they had their back towards them to check the ball.
Nah, but
you
No,
can't
hand check is grabbing dudes by the arm, grabbing dude by the leg, and you can keep them in front of you.
Because
Or
they was
you can use an arm bar, like you could put your forearm on somebody's hip or your hand and ride them, or kind of like push them.
Because they didn't have the skill level these dudes have now. How you gonna hand check Kyrie Irving in a one-on-one situation,
bro? Do you? But do you realize that Jordan had games where he was dropping 50, 60 points and only hitting 1 or 2 threes in the game?
Yeah.
Like only taking 1 or 2 threes, bro. I just think like when he averaged 37, the dude when Jordan averaged 37, he only took 2 threes a game, 1.8 threes a game, bro. Like, and he was getting fouled every play damn near because they was allowed to hand check him. That was in the 80s when he did that. Like, bro, that's why he's looked above LeBron.
Exactly. That's
King David, go ahead and finish making your point, bro.
Yeah, man. No, man. My guy just he just took up for me right there. Yeah, man. That's exactly what it is, man. That's why dudes like Jordan get the respect they get, because people could actually play defense. People could actually guard them. You ain't have to worry about a foul being called every 5 seconds. People wasn't flopping all over the court. You know what I'm saying? Like James Harden and dudes that's able to go on 40 points for like 20 games straight. You know what I'm saying? Because he's able to shoot threes and flop and do all these little things every time somebody even get close to him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why dudes like Jordan is the GOAT.
I will disagree slightly. There were people flopping back in the days. Like
it wasn't as flagrant as it is
no,
now.
I mean, nah. Yeah, you're right. They doing Oscar winning performances today, but they were still flopping back then. You know what I'm saying? Because they would do that. You know, especially like the best defensive players and whatnot. And you know, when you're a great defensive player, and you could get the person to draw a charge or whatever the case, and you could overreact like a Dennis Rodman or somebody, you could get away with that stuff.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman did do a lot of flopping back in the day. He sold a lot of.
But it's so bad now. It's so bad now. They had to literally start fining people thousands of dollars in order for them to stop flopping, because
that's on the referees too, though, bro. The referees suck nowadays.
Oh yeah.
I just think the skill level was different. That's my only point. I just think the skill level.
I agree. They're more
game is different altogether, though. You know what I'm saying?
But you got to think.
I'm just talking about the skill level. I'm not like, even if they were to play at a home gym or at the YMCA, I'm not talking about with the NBA rules. Just the skill level in itself. Maybe they in practice or something. The skill level. Dennis Rodman can't say that he gonna lock any of these dudes up currently, because how you gonna say that? You ain't even played nobody like these dudes.
But you got to think this too. The reason why the game changed that way, because you got to understand, when they start throwing a whole bunch of money into NBA, NFL, whatever the case is, the crowd is coming to see the star. Now, if you're a superstar, your all-star, whatever, is fouling out the game, they ain't trying to hear that. So they want to throw all that money and make rules tailored to those stars.
I mean, it makes sense why they did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, on as far as a business aspect. But you can't really compare dudes of today to back in the day. I mean, look at the bad boy Pistons, man. They used to put hands on people. You know what I mean? Like hands and feet on people on a regular basis, you know? And dudes like Jordan was still able to beat teams like that, even though he had to come in, he had to leave out of some games in the stretcher. You know what I'm saying? Because all the times he was getting hit going down the aisle. So,
I think, in my personal opinion, bro, not to cut you off, I'm gonna just make this quick point. I'm gonna let y'all have it. I think skill trumps physicality, because I got motherfuckers that try to get physical with me all the time because I hoop, and the shit don't matter to me because I'm gonna get to where I want to get to anyway. So to motherfucking use a common sense point, we talking about Kyrie or Steph, these dudes got handles So you trying to hand check them and tell like they can pull up from 30 and they can get to the cup. And if you foul them, guess what? They shoot 90% from the free throw line. So are you really going to be able to stop them? I don't think so, but
I mean, ain't nobody taking away like that, and I feel what you're saying. Ain't nobody taking away their level of skill, because I mean, I think everybody on here couldn't agree that these dudes are skillful players and they would be good in any area. That ain't really the point. But the thing is that with these dudes like James Harden, for example, this dude had like, I don't know what, 20 games where he scored like 40 points or something like that in a row. Would you say he would do something like that in a Jordan era?
It kind of depends on the style of play.
Probably not, because they wasn't even taking threes like that.
No way this dude would have scored 40 points like 20 games straight. You know what I'm saying? In the Jordan era. Wouldn't have happened. Because he ain't getting that many open threes like that, you know. People
Listen though,
be physical with them. They throwing out this rhythm.
Y'all can't say that Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and these guys that got jump shots not gonna survive in any era. If you
no.
listen, if you got a jump shot, you can play with anybody.
But I would tell you this though. Curry will get a lot more exposed back in that era with his lack of physicality and his lack of effort on defense.
Like if his daddy can have a little career at that time, what makes y'all think Steph can? Like let's be real.
No, Steph can ball.
The game back then was also tailored towards the the like the Jordans or whatever the case is. It wasn't really a jump shooting era.
Yeah,
right. It was more of a, like, even if it was jump shooting, it was a mid range era.
Right.
Yeah.
But do y'all
Right, and people had shots. And people had shots like that too. They were just primarily like spot up shooters.
Right.
Ray Allen played in that little era in the 90s, the late 90s. They was doing the same little screen plays that Steph and doing.
But he did. But see, the thing is, bro, Ray Allen was a lot bigger than Steph, and he was able. And Ray Allen was physical back in the day. When he played with Milwaukee and Seattle, he had a lot more layers to his game.
I just think dudes like Steph, Kyrie, Dame, they can play in any era. Like, they might not get 40 and 50 every other night, but they still going to average about 25, 30.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a Steph Curry fan at all, but I don't see nobody being able to stop that dude, bro.
They elite, bro. You talking about elite talents. They elite talents.
And even Dame, to me, is just as cold as all the motherfuckers.
Yep.
That's in today's era. But he just don't get, the publicity of a Steph or a Kyrie. But Dame just as cold as both of them.
CP3 and your boy CP3's temperament would fit good in the 90s, bro, because he got a dog in him. CP3 got that dog in him, and he's very fundamentally sound. So he could have fit in any era as well.
That's a fact. But let me ask y'all this before I hop off. Who y'all got winning the championship this year? Yeah. Head scratcher.
What was the question?
Who do y'all have winning the NBA championship this year?
Whoever the people that run the industry world, whoever they pick to choose, that's one name. You know, this shit orchestrated.
Okay. So who do you think that is?
I don't know, but if we just gonna speak like we dumb and cheap and shit, I'm just gonna say I don't know, man. I honestly don't know, man. Maybe I don't know. I don't fucking know at this point. I think the only reason why we saying we don't know is because I think it's only between the Lakers and the Nets. All the niggas in the East ain't shit. Fucking Bede. All the niggas in the West. I mean, the Clippers. Fucking Pandemic P ain't shit, man. He's not a superstar. He was supposed to be. I think it's more so that leg injury, but who knows? He a bitch. Kawhi ain't shit. Fuck him. Nobody cares. The whole Clippers team, they ain't really shit.
Yeah, you going in.
The Suns better than the Clippers. The Suns ain't gonna do shit. Who else? Memphis? Fuck Memphis. Fuck the Warriors.
So you don't think there's nobody, even with the Lakers injuries, that can pose a threat to knock them off coming out the West?
The Clippers.
Well, no, I don't know who's gonna come out the West, because I don't even think the Lakers is gonna do anything. Because if LeBron ain't 100%, Anthony Davis ain't no undisputed superstar. He's soft as fuck as Sharman. And the only person coming
Wait a minute. Whoa. You said what about Anthony Davis?
Anthony Davis soft as Sharman. He'd be one of them bears on the Sharman commercial. Man, he ain't nothing.
Whoa.
He y'all know he's soft. He is not going to take over no game. He did that shit with the Pelicans. He was a undisputed superstar with the Pelicans. But now
Whoa.
looking at him with the Lakers, I just don't see him having that. Even LeBron got that where he take over games.
You for common sense. Hold on, bro. Hold on. You for common sense. Can I ask you a question, bro?
Yeah, what's up?
You shitted on Kawhi Leonard. You shitted on Paul George. You shitted on Joel Embiid. You've been shitting on a lot of people. Now, Anthony Davis, who do you like, my brother?
Well, I don't even be. I mean, I don't have. I'm not a fan of any particular player or team in the.
But I'm saying, like, okay, who is your top 5 players in it? I'm just curious because it sounds like you don't like nobody good.
Yeah, who
Okay,
do you actually have respect for?
Well, because I don't.
Yeah, like who do you respect? Who do you respect?
See any
LeBron.
In today's NBA, I don't see any like undisputed superstars anymore. Like
Kevin Wayne Durant.
Remember there was Kobe and the Celtics, and you had.
I got you. Listen to me, bro. I asked you a direct question. Name your top 5. You know,
okay, you don't have to name my top 5 if they all 100%, right?
Yes, sir.
And this is in no order, okay?
Yeah, it don't matter. Go ahead.
But I do think the undisputed number 1 player in NBA right now, they're 100% is LeBron. Like,
okay,
he the only player where if he go to any team, they're automatic, most likely going to the final. So
okay, we got LeBron. Who number 2?
Number two is no question Kevin Durant.
Okay, I can live with that. Number 2. Okay.
Number 3, I'm gonna have to give it to. I don't know. I'm gonna have to give it to Luka.
Oh, come on now, bro. I ain't gonna let no.
I can't. I don't. I'm not gonna take. Listen, I'm not gonna take Kawhi over Luka. I'm not gonna take Kawhi.
That's what I'm saying right there.
You man said hell no.
So wait a minute. So
let
you
me
take
give y'all my point. Let me give y'all my point.
Go ahead.
Let me give y'all my point while I'm down on Kawhi. Because Kawhi, I don't see that from him. Like he a dominant player. I don't see that superstar from him. Yeah, he beat the Warriors, but man, let's be honest. The Warriors was injured. They had a bunch of crap going on. They was worried about Kevin Durant finna leave. I mean,
bro, but he was on Toronto, bro. What Toronto doing this year?
Toronto was a quality team. That Toronto team that Kawhi had, that Toronto team that Kawhi had is 100% light years beyond the team LeBron had in 2018.
Okay. So we stick to the point. You got hold on, y'all.
That still wasn't no championship team.
And then look what the Clippers did. Look what the Clippers did against the Nuggets last year with fucking Paul George and like, come on, no, they get
okay. So you got LeBron, KD, Luka, and then who your other two?
Maybe not Luka. I'll put Damian over Luka. Damian third. I don't know. Damian third. I don't know.
Okay.
Because I would say that Kawhi's supposed to be third, but I'm gonna put James Harden third. Then I'm gonna put because I think James Harden probably like the one.
You're breaking up.
Yeah, you're breaking up, bro. Your phone breaking up.
You breaking up like that?
It's your phone, bro. You're breaking up.
Oh, I'm breaking up?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. My damn thing's gonna die. My phone can die. I'm putting on charge.
All right, well, young billionaire, it's going to you, bro. Who you got winning the chip?
All right, I got it on charge. I got it on charge now. It ain't breaking up no more.
All right, cool. Give us your next. I'm just dying to know.
Okay, I got LeBron, then KD, then I put Dame third.
Yep. Then you said hard, right?
Who I put? No, I mean
You said Luka. You said Luka at one point.
No, because I'm just thinking about. I just don't know because I can't put nobody particularly in a row.
You said it's not in order anyway.
Yeah, you said it's not in order.
Okay, you said not in order. Okay, now I put LeBron in there in the top 5. I put KD in the top 5. I put James Harden in the top 5. I might put Joel in the top 5. I don't know because he's a center, and I want the centers to be better. And the last person I put in the top 5 might be like either Luka or Kawhi.
Okay.
Hey, y'all disrespecting the hell out of Kawhi, dog. First of all,
Man, fuck Kawhi. I don't care about him.
First of all, Luka ain't do shit yet. He been scoring points, but he ain't do shit. He ain't win shit. He ain't go nowhere. He ain't do shit. Who's the other dude y'all mentioned? KD. KD, I say he up there in the top 5 for sure. But KD ain't won shit by himself. This dude was on the team. Steph Curry and goddamn Klay Thompson. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you better win something. You know what I'm saying? But
Kawhi ain't really win shit either. That championship was nothing to me.
That
championship was nothing to me. The whole Warriors organization was injured. Even the goddamn.
Hold on. So Kawhi ain't do nothing. Kawhi ain't do nothing on San Antonio.
Hey, man.
I mean, he was with San Antonio.
Hold on.
I'm not trying to not give him credit, but let's not act like he ain't been in ideal situations.
He wasn't even average 20 points a game on San Antonio, man. Let's cut that
No,
out.
I mean he didn't, but you got to think both
Let's
sides
cut
of
it
the
out,
ball.
man. San Antonio, he
Both
wasn't
sides of
even
the ball.
all-star yet.
Hey, who picked Toronto that year? Toronto won. Who picked Toronto?
As soon as them niggas started to get injuries, everybody picked Toronto. Yeah.
Nah, stop it. Everybody thought they
Yeah,
was gonna lose.
I gotta put it. I gotta
76.
put it like this, right? So you say he beat up on the injured Warriors team, right? But that's
a
just
fact.
payback because the Warriors beat up on the Spurs team when the Spurs was up 23 points. That same Spurs team, when Kawhi before he got injured, they was up 23 points on Golden State Warriors.
They was. Yeah, that's true.
Wait, what'd you say?
Yeah. When Zaza injured,
got,
when he landed on Zaza's foot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I'll give him that. That was kind of weird. I'll give him that, but that's not. No, I'm talking about. That's just like, who cares? I mean,
hey, but
hey, y'all be talking about Kawhi. Y'all don't like his laugh or something now.
Nah. I just don't think Kawhi is like a.
Y'all don't like them braids.
I don't think
That's what
Kawhi.
I respect.
To me,
I respect Kawhi Leonard, but I just think he takes too many games off. That's my thing with him. That's
He's
my
not
only
even a superstar. Like, everybody ain't a superstar, y'all. Y'all got to stop giving these people the superstar status. They're not. The only superstars in the league right now is fucking that. As far as off the court and on the court, is fucking Steph Curry. This ain't no order. Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and LeBron James. That's it.
Man,
everybody else is like
Kawhi's a superstar in the playoffs, though.
So hold on. So how you quantify a superstar? So are you talking about
is the people
somebody
that's
with
going to go down as the
marketability?
No. A superstar in the league is the people that's going to go down on people's Mount Rushmores, top 4 all time.
Oh, you talking about legends?
Yeah,
those are all-time greats. So you talking about he's superstar and all-time greats.
But Kawhi, okay, look, how many years has Kawhi been in the league?
10.
Yeah, like 10
seasons, right?
Yeah.
Where was LeBron James 10 seasons? Where was Kevin Durant 10 seasons? So let's not act like he ain't had enough time. He just ain't. He ain't gonna be on that level.
Hold on,
he's not even gonna be a top 20 player when he retired, or
10
top
seasons,
30. Probably.
10 seasons. Hold on, 10 seasons. LeBron, if I recall correctly, he had 2 rings, just like Kawhi got right now.
Yeah.
2 Finals MVPs.
Just like
when
Kawhi
LeBron was on Miami, he was a Mount Rushmore player though.
I mean, that Miami was a stacked ass team. He had Wade.
I'm not gonna say it was all that stacked.
What? Oh, see now
because you gotta think. Listen. Let me explain now. Let me explain. Remember context.
I'll ride with you, bro.
Let me explain.
I hopped off the whip, bro.
No, let me explain. Y'all can make all the jokes, but I'm finna give you this common sense. Let me explain. What was Chris Bosh before he went to the Heat, and what was Dwayne Wade before he went to the Heat? I don't want to hear because he won a
Hold on.
Listen. Before they made that team in Miami, if LeBron didn't go to Miami, we all know Dwayne Wade would have retired like probably 5 to 6 years earlier because of his knees. And Dwayne Wade was like a 40-win team on that Miami Heat.
So hold on. Let's okay. Let me ask you this.
Don't forget they had a ring before LeBron got that.
They both helped each other though.
Yeah, of course.
I think Dwayne Wade brought LeBron into a winning situation because we all know what that trash, disgusting organization that needs to be thrown out of the fucking stratosphere of Cleveland Cavaliers. I hate that thing. The fact that they had a player like LeBron James only got one goddamn shit. Them niggas ain't shit. They don't deserve nothing for the rest of the sports history. They don't deserve shit. Y'all, they expected this man to do all this shit at a young age. I'm 23 years old. LeBron went to the finals at 22. That shit's significant as fuck.
See, but hold on. So this is the thing I got. So when you act like Dwayne Wade, this is my thing. The year before Dwayne Wade got LeBron, he led the league in scoring.
You can score all them points and not do. I mean, that don't mean.
But he had a ring though, bro. Like Wade won a ring.
How did he get that ring?
Well, he did get that ring courtesy of Shaq, though. I will say Let me explain this though. That same year when Dwayne Wade won the Finals MVP, that same year in the regular season, Shaq was the runner-up in regular season MVP. Like he really was.
Yeah, that's
so
cool.
Shaq was still dominating.
Yeah, that's cool. He wasn't dominant in the finals though.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah, the finals.
But whose situation was better when Dwayne Wade went to the finals his first time? And look at LeBron's first. LeBron couldn't depend on anybody on his team to get at least 10 to 15 points. Let's just be real.
Okay, let's talk about when LeBron went to the finals. This is his second time. He had somebody on his team that averaged over 20 points, and he didn't average 20 points against that Mavericks team. Let's talk about that.
Put on LeBron though. That's the only knock you can put on LeBron and just literally hang over his head because you also got to give Dallas Mavericks they credit how they guarded him.
What was Shawn Marion at 30 something? You talking about that or Deshaun Stevenson? Who?
Yeah, they really just ran a 2-3 matchup zone on Miami all game. Really.
Hey, I just gotta ask y'all a question though.
Yes, sir.
Do y'all think LeBron James against the Mavericks in the finals? Do you think he purposely, like flunked in the finals? Because to me, the way it looks like, because Dwayne Wade was balling in the finals, and it looked like maybe Dwayne Wade would have won the MVP if they would have, won the finals. Do you think LeBron James just kind of like choked after that because he didn't want Dwayne Wade to win the finals MVP?
No, LeBron ain't I think Jordan would do some shit like that. LeBron ain't gonna do no shit.
Oh man,
I think LeBron
real sucker ass shit, boy.
I honestly think LeBron was a little shook, bro, because every time he got the ball, he just played hot potato. He wouldn't even look at the fucking rim. Like he wouldn't. I don't think LeBron would do some shit like. I don't think he was almost like
LeBron famous for doing that though.
It's almost as like LeBron was playing like somebody had kidnapped his moms or something. But like I couldn't put my hand on it. Like somebody had a ransom on him or something.
What
the fuck is wrong with LeBron?
Only reason why I asked because I didn't really watch that year finals consistently because I was overseas, but I missed like a lot of that those games and whatnot. But I did watch maybe 1 or 2 of them.
Hey, and you know what about this LeBron stuff? His first finals, he only averaged like 20 points a game. That first finals.
Yeah, he lost. The average loss, like how much he lost by per game was 6 points.
Yeah, I know that, but he was only averaging like 20 points a game in the finals.
You can't put that series against him, though. I mean, shit.
No, I'm not putting it against him.
I most likely would have
Larry Hughes, Gooden,
I'm not saying he had a
like he literally had the LeBrons with him on that squad.
He wasn't gonna do nothing. If you think about it, shit.
Yeah, I know, but you know what? People be like, Jordan never won nothing without Pippen, and Jordan, like he averaged 50 against the Celtics. They be like, he still lost. But LeBron was only averaging 20 points in his first final. I felt like he could have did better than that, bro. They let him shoot the jumper the whole time.
But it's two different game styles. Like LeBron is about getting his teammates in the game. Jordan against the Celtics, I mean, it was all for self right there.
Well, that's all he had.
I don't think LeBron is as passive as people say, because you don't get how many points he got as to be passive as fuck. Like I think that's something the media made. I don't think he that passive.
That's the whole moment. That's the moment thing, though. You know what I'm saying?
LeBron has a lot of games where he'll have a lot of stats, but they empty stats. Like
when it came down to game time, he was passing the ball out.
Like what Odu said, what my guy said earlier about the Warriors against the Cavaliers when he said he showed up. Yeah, he did that. Yeah, it looked cute on paper that he had triple doubles, but it didn't make an impact.
Right.
He wasn't guarding Kevin Durant. No series, no plays.
I'm not gonna put that Warriors series. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna get that. Listen. I'm not gonna put nothing on LeBron.
Okay, now when the Heat lost to the Spurs, when the Heat lost to the Spurs 4-1. He had a whole bunch of empty stats in that series. Yeah, he had a good finals on paper.
I'm talking about the Warriors with Kevin Durant. I'm not gonna put anybody down for not beating them. Fuck that.
I don't think nobody.
I agree with you on that.
I agree with you too. I'm just saying, like I was agreeing with Thriller when he said that LeBron has a lot of like nice stats, but they don't mean nothing. Right. Some of these series and some of these games.
Like Game 6 in 2015, I believe LeBron had a crazy stat line, like 29 points. 10 boards and like 13 assists, but the game wasn't close.
Right.
So I mean, it wasn't that impactful.
But that was against a low squad too. I mean, he can only do but so much.
But what about that Spurs time, man? When they only win 5 games.
You talking about in 2007?
No, the year he left Miami when they beat
2014.
No, I talking about 13.
I don't think in
14,
2014 LeBron was trying to play, but it was like the rest of the team wouldn't play. If you watch that series,
I watched.
It was like the rest of the team.
Well, he was also dehydrated too, right? He was dehydrated.
And how they gonna put a knock on him because he was dehydrated? Like,
man, You a professional athlete, dog. How you get dehydrated, bro? You got. They
But
say he
he's
spend $1
still a
billion
human,
on
though.
his body
He's still
every
a
year.
human. He's still a human, man. Like, come on,
Oh,
y'all.
come on, bro.
LeBron can't
Nah, I
make
mean, I
no
agree. I
mistakes. He
mean,
got to
you
walk
know,
on water. He
Well,
Oh,
well, let me ask y'all this before I get off. Young billionaire, who you got winning the chip this year if everybody healthy?
Brooklyn Nets.
Okay, and what about you, Bo?
man.
I'm gonna go with Brooklyn too.
To be honest, I think it's going to be the Lakers, man.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how to, man. Look, man. I don't know how the fuck these niggas gonna beat this fucking Nets. Like, bro, like how?
4 times in 7
To be
games.
honest, I don't even see the Nets making the finals this year, man.
Oh hell no!
Wow.
Because they defense, man. They defense. When it
Yeah,
comes
but
to playoffs
they
time,
offense gonna overcome that. They got so much. They got so much on the offensive end. That defensive shit don't make a certain. It only gets you so far, honestly.
But see, they've been playing. They was playing good D when all 3 of them was on the same court. But at the same time, it seems like ever since Harden been out, the team ain't been the same. In my
Well,
opinion,
we know they just coasting. Hell, who knows? LeBron probably. You know, we know LeBron probably coasting right now just to they get to the playoffs. Like I don't.
that's true.
but we also talk about regular season. Now, when the playoffs roll around, everybody gonna step their defensive game up. Is that especially so? If the Nets don't get their defense up to par, I don't know, man. Like even Philly might knock them off. I don't know.
That Bucks
It on
that
the
Bucks
Bucks.
Yeah, that Bucks game scared me, man. Like them 2 past games because they have no interior presence.
Yeah, Giannis went off, man. But hey, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. I'm gonna go live tomorrow to talk about the Canelo fight. Y'all can hop on with me then. All right.
All right, Thriller, man. Thanks for the time, brother.
No problem, man. Y'all be
All
safe.
right.
Make sure y'all smash that like
All right,
button
so
on
man.
your way in. Appreciate it. All right.